I really didn't believe it'd get any more exciting than the fight he had with Further in Belfast. But those 3 rounds were the most exciting 3 rounds I've seen in many a year. That was like the Hagler Hearns of the heavyweights. That was incredible. I mean, I think, you know, I said to Tyson afterwards, I think it took the knockdown to wake him up. And then he went into action. But, you know, it was a great shot. It was a great heavyweight shot. That's the best shape Nevin Padgett has ever been in. I've watched him for many years. He was in tremendous shape. And part of it was because Tyson was square on. He was off balance. But it was a hell of a shot. And that's what he does. He's the most, I said it before and I'll say it again, he's the most exciting fighter in world boxing. And he's going to prove to be the best heavyweight in world boxing and win the world title.
And one of the reasons he's so attractive to watch is there's that element of jeopardy in the way that he got knocked down. You're never quite sure how it's going to end up. I mean, he's won them all, but, you know, another shot like that could finish him off. Yeah, well, it's, you know, this is what people are expecting with Tyson. We know that he's got incredible boxing ability and he can make fights a lot easier for himself. But the switch just comes on. He loves fighting, and that's something he's got to control, and I'm sure working with Chris, that's something they'll sort out. But even when he's boxing at long range, he's got brilliant hand speed, great jab, great combination puncher. He's exciting when he boxes, let alone when he fights. Tyson, what happens now? What do you want to do next? What's next on the agenda?
First thing, I'm going to go home, chill out with my wife and kids. Second thing, we're back in action very soon. So it's all big things in the future, you know. Like I say, I don't know what's up with me. I think my chin must be gone now.
Tyson, thanks.
3 fights.
Lovely. Thanks for the entertainment, Chris, as well. Look, before we go off air, we just must have a word about Chris Eubank Jr. as well. How about that, Mick? You've had a terrific evening. I have, yeah, for sure. An incredible debut. Really was. The kid was a real tough pro. Very, very tight defence. It was hard for Chris to find the gap. But that's great experience for him. We started him off at 6th round because he's such an elite talent, and I thought he'd done brilliant under the circumstances. It's a big night, and he's an incredible talent, and he's going to go a hell of a long way. Let's just have a look at the end of the Chris Eubank fight. You can see it there, Mick, as well, and you could see just the level of expectation and excitement when he came in. And I did say to him, is it a help or a hindrance having a father like Chris Eubank? And to be fair, he said, look, there is a lot of pressure on me, but I thrive on that pressure. Definitely. I think for someone like him, he's done a severe apprenticeship. He went to the US, he's trained in the Vegas gyms, he's trained with some of the best trainers in the world. The sparring he's had is second to none. I mean, I've personally watched him spar Nathan Cleverly, and he sparred George Groves on a regular basis, and he couldn't have been more prepared. He really couldn't have. So I don't think it's too much for him because he knows how good he is. He's that special. Well, his dad, Chris Eubank Sr., we're going to have to stop calling him Junior and Senior at one stage. There's no question in his mind that he could have a shot one day at a world title. No question from me. I mean, I think I said it before and people might question it, but I honestly believe all he's got to do is adjust to the rounds. He's already the best middleweight in this country. But he, for me, will definitely be a world champion and definitely be a crossover star as well. Do you have to bring him slowly to the boil? What's the next stage for Chris Eubank Jr.? I think someone like Chris is going to want to step up in competition, you know, pretty soon. I think it's going to be hard for me. I'm going to have to reel him back a little bit and take my time with him and nurture him. And quickly, a last word on Tyson. What's next for him? There's talk of obviously New Year. We're looking at Jan 28th. I just spoke to him, just asked him whether his hands were okay. He said they're great. So we're going Jan 28th. It looks like we might be going the Emperor's Ballrooms in Blackpool. We're just going to go back and look at that when we go back. 28th of January, and then he's looking at March 17th in Madison Square Garden on St Patrick's Day. Briefly, we worried about his hand. Was there a worry about his hand before the fight? You know, I always worry about all fighters' hands because, you know, it's the nature of the business. You know, hands aren't made for that, you know. Lovely. Mick, thank you very much indeed. Been some evening here in Manchester then. Chris Eubank Jr. wins. Tyson Fury knocked down, but wins. Bye-bye.